I'm just about to crawl into bed, so I'm going to upload this in the morning, but I'm telling it now because all the details are fresh on my mind. I don't think this ever gets old. It's a little examination of psychology, truth telling, honesty, the thing you should be doing. So, I went to a burger joint tonight, not really that special. It's called like Smitty's Garage or something. Here I am in the end times having difficulty deciding whether I should get the chicken.
Nachos or the chili cheese fries?
Luckily, Hazel, the clerk at the counter, who was kind of a doomer. She had a dark pendant on with like a crystal with like a dark crystal. She had kind of scrappy looking like brunette. Was wearing a mask, so I never saw her face. And she was very kind, very unadulterated. No like baggage. You know, people who have been through a lot that are older are sometimes just awful. You could tell she was beaten down, but she was still young and like courage, just full of youth and energy. And I could tell she was like explaining which of her favorite was her favorite meals, and she was saying, "Oh, this is my second day of working." I told her, she's really sweet and nice, like she's a really nice person. Like, thank you. And she's like, "Glad I can make your day." And like I was being kind of, I guess, cheesy, over the top, nice. I wasn't really. I was just really thanking her. And people don't do that nowadays, especially during the pandemic. So she comes back around and delivers my chicken nachos, and I said, "Hey, I want to tell you something. Why I'm so." She's changing out actually the trash can next to me. I'm sitting in the corner, of course, because I'm a recluse and on the autism spectrum disorder, so sensory. Stimuli is a little much for me, but I'm sitting in the corner. There's a trash can. She comes to change it. And I said, "Hey, the reason why I'm so kind of outgoing and, vocal, it may seem a little off, but I could tell you why, and I feel like telling you why. The respectful thing to do. Here's a chart of America's heat map. Here's Noah's chart. I don't need to say anything. You line the two up, and it makes the conclusion clear that we're headed in the wrong direction. That things are bad." And I said, and the point is, I've studied this a long time, that humans will not exist on this planet by 2040. And she's like, "Oh, man." And this girl's a little like, she's a little off. Kind of like I was at that age, like little smart, little, catty, but not not catty. What's the word? When they're kind of smart aleck. And she's coming back at me with the typical response most women do. Well,
I knew something was gonna happen. We could die later. We could die next month.
and stuff. And I'm like, "Look, yeah, that's fine. Like, do you care about your own life? Do you care about it?" And this poor girl's like, just barely. She probably suffers with depression. It's like, just barely care about my life. I'm just barely, living. I'm just like, "God, I know, I can relate with you, but listen, this is hard-earned wisdom, and I'm just telling you because I care." And she's like, "Thank you." And she says, "I knew something was up, and I wrote a paper in school about sustainability, or I'm writing one right now, and I'm just worried about my, like, I need to, her mind's just firing off, like, I need to, like, just complete this class. I'm trying to get into honors. I'm trying to get into graduate, program so I can go into college." And then because I'm 16, I'm like, "Oh boy." And I'm like, "Right, good. All right, well, that's life. Just do whatever, what makes you happy." And she's like, "Yeah, but that's so I can do what I really want to do. Like, I really want to," she was eager to get on in life. She was done with shitty jobs. I was there. I was already working shitty jobs since I was 16. I was in her boat. I think I was working two jobs. In fact, I was working at a game store and the movie theater. So it was like, yeah, it was like talking to kind of a younger version, and she had like baggy jeans on, like painter jeans on, and Converse kicks. Like, she was a little. Usually, I tell girls that are like really privileged and young men that have everything, live this lifestyle, and are just sort of shocked, just don't even know how to respond. But she was like already on that doomer wavelength or realism wavelength. Let's go there. But she was a smarty pants, and I was like, "Look, I'm just telling you because I've lived it. You won't make it to my age." And she was like,
How old are you?
and I was like 33, and she's like 18 years, and I was like, exactly. Exactly. That's the maximum. Let's put it there. Could be earlier, but let's put it there. And she's like, huh, well, okay, well, nice talking. And then she comes back around and she's like changing, like, guess giving him a reason to come to like get the dishes or something people put over there. And I was like, and she comes back and she goes, and I could tell she's like looking at me, like waiting for me to talk to her. I'm like, I'm not gonna say anything to her. I'm just gonna leave her at that. What do you expect me to do with this information? And I was like, well, I hit her with the old classics, you know, live with integrity, live with excellence, live with love, live with adventure, you know, do what your heart desires. Be nice to people. Just be nice to people. Everything you do matters right now. And she said, okay, yeah. Like she agreed, like all that was common sense. Like, yeah, duh. And I was like, okay, well, duh, like fine. You know, you knew that already. And she just sort of like, is like, well, I said, because I said, again, I'm telling you just because I care. That's all. I'm not trying to like instigate anything or get on you. I'm just telling you the facts. We don't have much longer. You have 8 years to do like left what you need to do and or to what you want to do. And she said, well, thanks. Like that's a shred of humanity that's all pretty much gone nowadays. Like, you know, and she even came back with me and was like, we knew since the 70s. And like, I mean, this girl was smart. Like she was on the ball. She didn't know like everything, but she already had a clue something was happening. You know, it's people who've been through trauma or like a little off artists, you know, we've talked about this before, that kind of have a clue. And she just thinks, I said, I tell you because I have a scrap of humanity left. And just thinks, not many people can say that. It's like, no. They'd rather keep their head in the sand, you know, and just completely ignore and denial and everything. And she said, thanks, nice talking to you, and have a good day, or have a night. I was like, yeah, just remember what I said. She says, I will, chat later. So, I mean, even with the best case of scenarios, even with someone who's intelligent and knowledgeable, young, full of charisma, it's just a glint. It's just a blip in their future. It's hazy. They can't really see it coming like we can. But again, it's not exhausting. I find these encounters fun and kind of heartwarming, you know, kind of like, well, I was telling young people in the 2020s about it. Like I said, every little drop in the bucket. Okay, hope y'all are well. I wanted to get this out before I forgot all the details. It was mostly in that order. That was mostly everything that was said. All right, thanks for watching. All the new subscribers, welcome. This is a place where you can let go, relax yourself. The comments are really funny. Tons of comedians here and legendary comments. We've squandered it, the last chance. When you have David Attenborough, and all young people will know who he is, saying, this is our last chance. And the man who's like seen every freaking animal on the planet.
The question is, on a world scale, when is it too late? But it's difficult to see, if we don't act now, it will be too late. And we've been saying that for a long time, and we're saying, well, what do we mean by now? And we've said, well, in the next 10 years or something, and think, 10 years' time, that's a couple of budgets away, and you know, politicians won't do things. We have to do it now.
Almost everyone's heard his voice at some point or another. When you have him saying this is our last chance, that's really like, okay, we just blew it. All right, keep it real, folks. Share and love. That's all. Talk to you later. Bye.